Okay, we got another budget request, and this time we're going to use the beginner budget planner. This is in the budget planning guide in my bio if you want to grab it. But she makes $3,860 a month, and her goal is to save $8K by the end of this year in 5 months. So let's see if we can make it happen. I'm going to list out all her fixed expenses here. That includes her debt payments, credit card payments. This is the beginner budget, so we're simplifying everything here for this. So all of the monthly fixed expenses, that's things you have to pay every month. You do not have an option, and they usually don't change very much. So this totals out to $994. And then we are going to move on to the variable expenses. The variable expenses are usually your sinking funds. They are your monthly funds that don't change much, or future expenses that you want to save for. So she has house needs, grocery, and gas. And we're going to see how much is left over after this that we can play with. So that's $390. If you take $994 plus not $390, that equals $1,384 as the total expense amount. So you're going to then subtract the total expense amount from the monthly income to give you your leftover of $2,476. Now's the fun part where we get to play with it. So she has her savings goal. We're also going to make her a fun money. We're going to save for a month ahead. I always recommend that. And we're going to save for miscellaneous expenses. So how do we figure out how much goes in each one? Well, I'll show you. First, our first priority is the savings goal. So $8,000 divided by 5 months equals $1,600. That's how much you have to save to get $8K by the end of the year. So we're automatically going to contribute $1,600 here. Now, subtract that from the leftover and you get $876. Now we're going to put $500 of fun money for her so she can do things she wants to do. Subtract that from the $876 is $376. Now we're going to save $250 for a month ahead, and we're going to save the remainder for miscellaneous. That's how you set up your sinking funds. So what I would recommend is that you start a high yield savings account for your savings, and you start cash stuffing your variable expenses, which are your sinking funds. So these funds that we just set up here at the bottom, these are going to go in your variable expenses when you do your future budget, and you're going to save for those every single month. The reason I say to cash stuff those is because it's easy to keep track of, especially if you're a beginner. You take those funds out when you get paid and you distribute them to the different envelopes. You see it build up, it keeps you motivated, and it's fun. I hope this helps. Happy saving. Grab this template in the bio along with a lot of others.